When you look at Norway from the outside, maybe it looks something like this. A perfect Nordic country where everyone enjoys work-life balance, goes home at 4 p.m., and lives peacefully with high salaries and long vacations. The streets are clean, nature is beautiful, and everyone seems happy. Norwegian workers are described as equals in flat hierarchies, trusted by their bosses, working in harmony. They have it so good. They're so balanced and progressive. I think a lot of people still see Norway through that kind of clean, beautiful story. But the reality behind that story, especially for immigrants like me, is very different from what you probably imagine. At least for me, I'm definitely not living this balanced Nordic dream. My foreign colleagues don't. Even after 16 years in this system, most of us are still waiting for the good part to start. What keeps us here isn't opportunity, it's uncertainty. Fear of starting over somewhere else. Fear that our foreign credentials mean nothing. Fear that 15 years of stagnation has made us unemployable anywhere else. That's the scariest part. So today, I'm on this long drive along Norway's west coast to another city. I want to talk about something that almost never gets said out loud. The dark reality of Norway's immigrant salarymen. Why do skilled immigrants work here for decades without real growth? Why do we stay even when the system clearly doesn't want us to advance? I've broken it down into my own observations. Not official statistics, not polite corporate language, just the raw experience of someone who's been inside this perfect system for nearly 2 decades. This video is a personal look into the reality behind Norway's egalitarian work culture, told from my perspective as a 40-year-old immigrant who came here with hope and ended up with stagnation. It's not meant to attack Norway, Norwegian culture, or any specific company or group. From the outside, Norway looks fair, transparent, and welcoming. But inside the system, many immigrant workers like me are struggling quietly, with invisible barriers, silent discrimination, and a culture where "you should just be grateful to be here" is louder than any law on equality. In this video, I share what I've seen, felt, and lived through. Not universal truths, just my experience as someone who chose to build a life here and learned the hard way what that actually costs. I'm not trying to shame Norway or specific employers. This isn't political. It's simply a story about what it feels like to work here as a foreigner right now, told honestly, so people around the world can understand a side of Norway that never appears in those glossy, best country to live in rankings. Before the video starts, remember, this is just one man's drive, one man's story. But it might be the story of many immigrant salarymen who no longer have the energy to tell it themselves. When you look at Norway from the outside, it looks like this: the happiest country in the world, a socialist paradise where everyone is rich, nature is beautiful, and work-life balance is perfect. They say people here leave work at 4 p.m. They say the government takes care of everything. They say if you make it to Norway, you have won the lottery of life. I think a lot of people still see Norway through that postcard filter. But the reality of living inside this system is different. Especially when you are an outsider. Especially when you are a salaryman trying to find ambition in a country that hates it. I am a salaryman from Norway. I work in the energy sector in Western Norway. I make a good salary. I have 5 weeks of vacation. I go home at 4 p.m. And yet, I feel a heaviness here that I never felt in the chaos of Asia. It's not the heaviness of overwork. It's the heaviness of silence. First, let me tell you the numbers. I'm in my 40s. I work in tech, making sure things don't explode. I take home a decent paycheck after tax. To someone in Asia or the US, my life looks perfect. But today, I want to talk about the bugs in this perfect system. The things nobody tells you before you move here. In Japan, the salaryman dies from overwork, karoshi. In Norway, the salaryman slowly fades away from comfort. Here are the 7 reasons why working in the world's best country is harder than you think. Reason number 1. You will never be rich. You will just be comfortable. In America or Dubai, if you are a top-tier engineer, you drive a Porsche. You hustle, you burn out, but you get rich. In Norway, we have something called salary compression. The difference between the CEO and the cleaner is the smallest in the world. This sounds noble, but as a salaryman, you realize, no matter how hard I work, no matter how much overtime I do, my life will not change. The taxman takes 40 to 50%. The cost of living takes the rest. You are safe, yes, but you are stuck. It creates a feeling of a golden cage. Why try harder? Why innovate? You can't escape the average. The system is designed to keep you in the middle, and for someone with ambition, the middle is a suffocating place to be. Reason number 2. The invisible law that rules every office. They call it janteloven. It translates to, you are not to think you are anyone special. In my culture, or in the US, we celebrate the tall poppy, the star performer, the guy who stays late and fixes the problem. Here, if you work too hard, you are annoying. If you talk about your achievements, you are arrogant. If you try to lead, you are bossy. I have seen meetings where we spend 2 hours discussing a decision that should take 5 minutes, just because we need consensus. No one wants to be the one to decide, because deciding means standing out. So we sit, we drink coffee, we nod, and we kill our ambition, quietly, so we don't disturb the peace. Reason number 3. You will have colleagues, but you will not have friends. Norwegians are the nicest people in the world. Until 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., a switch flips. They go home to their families, their childhood friends, their hytta, cabins. And you go home to Netflix. In other countries, work is where you find your community. You go for drinks, you complain about the boss, you bond. Here, there is a wall. It is a polite wall, built of privacy and respect, but it is a cold wall. I have worked next to people for years, and I have never been inside their house. The loneliness of the immigrant engineer in Norway is a specific type of pain. It's not that people are mean, it's that they don't need you. Reason number 4. The darkness is not just weather, it is a state of mind. People say, oh, winter is cozy. No, winter is a biological assault. For 6 months, I go to work in the dark. I work in a landscape room with hardly any view outside. I come home in the dark. Your body stops producing energy. You feel like a bear that needs to hibernate, but you have to continue the hustle. You wake up tired. You go to sleep tired. The seasonal depression is real, and no amount of brown cheese or skiing fixes it. It turns you inward. You stop calling your family. You stop going out. You just exist. So if it's so lonely and so dark and I can't get rich, why do I stay? That is reason number 5. The comfort trap. The system works. That is the annoying part. The system works perfectly. If I get sick, I am paid. If I lose my job, the state helps me. The air is clean. The water is pure. It is a velvet handcuff. You want to leave to feel alive again, to feel the struggle, but you are too comfortable to move. In Japan, fear keeps you at your desk. In Norway, comfort keeps you on your sofa. And I am not sure which one is worse for the human soul. But I promised to tell you the good, too. because there is a reason I am still here. When I leave the office at 4 p.m., nobody judges me. My boss tells me to enjoy the sun because it's rare. I have time. I have so much time. In my previous life, I had no time to cook. Now, I spend 2 hours making a perfect Asian curry. I bake my own bread. I walk in the mountains and I hear absolutely nothing. No horns, no shouting, just wind. There is a peace here that you cannot buy with money. A safety that lets your nervous system finally relax. So, how do I survive the salaryman life in Norway? I stopped trying to be a tall poppy at work. I do my job well, I ensure the systems are safe, and then I clock out. I realized my identity cannot be the engineer, because here, nobody cares about your title. So I built a new world, in my kitchen, in my camera lens, on this channel. I use the silence. Instead of letting the silence crush me, I use it to create. To anyone watching this who dreams of moving to Norway, come. It is beautiful. It is safe. But bring your own meaning with you, because this country will not give you a purpose. It will only give you a quiet place to find it. Thank you for watching until the end. It really means a lot. If this story felt familiar to you, if you're also somewhere in the world trying to survive your own version of this system, just know you're not alone in this fight. I'm not here to give you perfect answers. I don't have them myself. But maybe, by sharing these small pieces of reality, we can remind each other that we're still human beings, not just machines processing tasks until we break. If you want to keep following this journey, please subscribe and leave a like. And if you'd like to support this channel, the links are in the description below. Every bit helps me keep this story alive. Remember, protecting yourself isn't selfish. Choosing rest isn't weakness. And slowly building the power to choose your own life, even in tiny steps, that's not giving up. That's survival. All right, see you again in the next episode. Take care of yourself out there.